two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain said that, and oh boy, was he onto something. Finding your purpose can be like navigating through a thick fog, squinting to make out shapes, hoping for clarity. But here's the thing. Today, we're going to talk about how to lift that fog. We're going to explore ways to uncover your life's purpose. And trust me, once you start seeing clearly, everything changes. So let's dive into this journey together and see where it takes us. Let's talk about the hidden cost of drifting. All right, so we've talked about why finding your purpose is important, but let's flip the script for a second. What happens when you don't have that sense of direction? When you're just kind of drifting through life. Picture this. You wake up, go to work, come home, watch some TV, scroll through social media, then hit the sack. Day after day. Sound familiar? This autopilot mode isn't just boring, it's messing with your head and draining your mental energy. It's like your brain's a car idling at a red light, running, but not going anywhere. When we don't have a clear purpose, our motivation tanks. And that affects everything, from our exercise habits to our diet. And let's talk about relationships for a second. Have you ever been at a party and someone asks, so what do you do? What's your thing? What are you passionate about? If you're drifting, that question probably makes you want to go roll under the nearest table. And studies have shown that young adults who don't have a clear sense of purpose are way more likely to struggle with anxiety and depression. That goes for us older folks too. And it's not just in your head. It's legit brain chemistry. Your physical health takes a hit too. But here's the good news. Understanding this connection between purpose and well-being is your first step to turning things around. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see what you're dealing with. When we have a sense of purpose, our brains actually function differently. We're more focused, more resilient, and more resilient to things, stress, unexplained, unplanned for events, and we're also generally happy. Think about a time you were really excited about a project. Remember how energized you felt? How problems seem more like interesting challenges? That's what having a sense of purpose can do for your everyday life. Finding your purpose isn't just about feeling good. Studies have shown that people with a strong sense of purpose tend to live longer, have lower rates of heart disease, and even sleep better. It's like purpose is some kind of super vitamin for your whole system. When you have a clear sense of purpose, you become more interesting to other people. You have stories to tell, passions to share. You attract like-minded folks who are excited about similar things. Suddenly, those dreaded small talk situations become opportunities to connect. Now, I want to be clear here. Finding your purpose doesn't mean you have to have your whole life figured out. It's not about having some grand world-changing mission, although if you do, that's awesome. It could be as simple as identifying what truly matters to you, what gets you out of bed in the morning. And so let's now talk about your personal purpose compass. All right, so we've talked about why finding your purpose is important, but here's the thing. You've actually got a built-in compass to help you figure it out. You just need to learn how to read it. Let's start with a quick exercise. Grab a pen, paper, or just note it on your phone. Write down 3 things you loved doing as a kid. Don't overthink it. Just jot down whatever comes to mind. Got it? Okay, now let's look at that list. See any patterns? Maybe you loved building things or telling stories or helping other kids. Those patterns are like pieces of a puzzle showing you what drives you at your core. You know, psychologists have this fancy definition for purpose. They say it's an ongoing, deliberate pursuit to achieve a long-term goal that's personally meaningful and makes a positive mark on the world. But let's break that down a bit. It's this guiding force that shapes everything you do. And get this, there's this psychologist named Carol Riff who says that just having a sense of purpose is one of the six big things that contribute to our overall happiness. So when we recognize our life is meaningful, it's actually essential for our mental and emotional health. Now, those childhood interests, they're not just nostalgia. They're clues to your adult purpose. But it's not just about the past. Think about what gets you fired up now, what makes you angry about the world. What would you change if you could? That anger, that desire for change, that's your purpose, trying to get your attention. It's telling you where to focus your energy. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I don't have any big passions? Well, here's the cool thing. Purpose isn't just about having some grand world changing mission. It can be as simple as identifying what truly matters to you, what gets you out of bed in the morning. And sometimes that means exploring new interests. You know, by new interests, you're engaging in hobbies and recreational activities, and doing that can actually enhance our sense of purpose. Research shows that people who pursue personal interests outside of work often have better mental health and resilience. So if you're feeling stuck, try picking up a new hobby. You never know where it might lead you. Remember, finding your purpose isn't a one and done deal. It's more of a journey. It's about exploring, reflecting, and letting your understanding of purpose evolve over time. So don't stress if you don't have it all figured out right away. One way to start is by practicing self reflection. Think about the impact you want to make on your community, the relationships that you want to foster. What kind of mark do you want to leave on the world? These questions can lead you to a greater sense of fulfillment and direction. And, by connecting your past passions with your present values, you're piecing together your personal purpose puzzle. And once you've got that picture, you can use it to navigate life's ups and downs. So now let's talk about moving from purpose to action. All right. So we've talked about finding your purpose, but here's where things get real. You've got this shiny new sense of purpose, but your day to day life, it looks exactly the same. Let's talk about why that happens and how to break through it. Having a sense of purpose is about taking action and making it a part of your everyday life. That's where a lot of people get stuck. They've got this amazing vision, but they're not sure how to make it real. Think of your purpose more like a compass than a destination, a North Star. It's there to guide you, not to completely upend your life overnight. So, how do we start turning that purpose into action? It's all about starting small. Look at your daily routine. Where can you inject a little bit of your purpose into what you're already doing? Maybe you can't quit your job to save the rainforest, but you can start recycling or something at work. Or maybe you can't become a full-time artist, but you can spend 15 minutes sketching every day. There are free courses online that will get you started with that. Now, these small actions might not seem like much, but they add up over time. They're like little seeds of purpose that you're planting in your everyday life. And as you do this, you will start to notice changes. Maybe you'll feel more resilient when faced with challenges. Maybe you'll find yourself more focused and motivated in your work. But it's not just about doing stuff on your own. Building community is crucial. Finding and connecting with people who share your interests or values can really boost your sense of purpose. It's like suddenly you're not alone on this journey. You've got a whole crew of people who get it. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually make this happen in your real life? Well, it could be joining a local club that aligns with your interests or dedicating an hour a week to a hobby that feels meaningful to you. These might seem like tiny steps, but they're the building blocks of a purpose driven life. And here's something that you might also want to consider: mentorship works both ways. Not only can you seek out mentors, but you could also become one. Sharing your experiences and knowledge with others can really reinforce your own sense of purpose as well as increase your grasp of the particular topic. It's like by helping someone else find their way, you're also strengthening your own path. Remember, living with purpose isn't about making one big change. It's about consistently making small choices that align with what matters to you. It's about weaving your purpose into the fabric of your everyday life. And as you do this, you'll find that your purpose isn't just an idea anymore. It's a living, breathing part of who you are. So I guess now's the time that we should start wrapping this up. Finding your purpose is like a road trip. You're already on it, even if you don't know where you're going. Living with purpose makes you tougher, more resilient. When life throws curveballs, you'll be ready to knock them out of the park, if I may use a sports metaphor. Today, choose one small step and commit to it. Maybe volunteer at a local shelter or spend 15 minutes on that neglected hobby. Whatever it is, make it count. Every step towards purpose is a step towards a happier, healthier you. Your purpose is out there waiting for you just to discover it. So go on, take that first step, light that spark within yourself. It might just ignite a revolution in your life. Remember, you've got this.